Long before anyone could amass a lot of wealth in Gold Coast, present-day Ghana, there was particularly one man. The era of the late 1800s, particularly in Gold Coast, might have been an unusual, difficult time for especially locals, and perhaps that is what makes stories like this truly refreshing to learn about and of course to share. Jacob Wilson, who died on May 2nd, 1902 at the age of 70, is the first recorded millionaire in Gold Coast. Yes, the first recorded millionaire in Gold Coast. But how did he pull this off? According to history, his singular act of financing Gold Coast's deputation to England to debate the Land Bill of 1897 saved the entire West African coast from their land being seized by the Queen of England. Jacob Wilson, also known as Kwabonyi, was a remarkable figure in the history of Ghana. Born in 1832, he became the first documented indigenous multimillionaire in the Gold Coast, present-day Ghana, amassing his wealth through his work as an artisan, farmer, and a philanthropist. Aside his fairy tale rise to becoming Ghana's first multimillionaire, he played an essential role in protecting the lands of Ghana from the British and developing his birthplace, the central region of Ghana as a whole. By the late 1800s, the British who were colonizing Ghana, which was by then the Gold Coast, had been passing laws to gain full ownership of the land slowly, defining the land acquisition process of the indigenous people as complicated. The British, so smart, first passed the Crown Bill of 1894, allowing them to take possession of the land by the power of the Crown, in the name of protecting the land for the locals. Jacob Wilson, who was literate, identified the huge problems with the law and set up the Gold Coast Aborigines Rights Protection Society in 1897 to fight the British land bills. The society was set up in Cape Coast and made up of well-educated Ghanaians including J.W. de Graft Johnson, J.P. Brown, J.A. Casely Hayford, and John Mensah Saba. All these people seem to be fanties, with the support of local chiefs as well. A year before it was set up, the Public Land Ordinance of 1896 issued under Lieutenant Governor Lees was passed. It was quickly followed by the Land Bills of 1897, which was bent on removing all forms of traditional laws on land and putting all lands under the full control of the British government. Interesting. His strong will was to see the lands of the Gold Coast fully owned by the locals, pushed Jacob Wilson to sponsor a deputation to see Queen Victoria and discuss the Land Act. Mr. Wilson was by then a very wealthy man and could easily afford such trips. After preparing a petition signed by several members of the ARPS and 15 other local chiefs in the central region, he then hired the Alba ship for the return trip of the deputation with the needed resources. The deputation set off for England to meet Queen Victoria on May 24, 1898, a year later, and present her with a petition. The deputation was successful and returned to the Gold Coast with an official letter from Queen Victoria, which abrogated the Bill of 1897. Before becoming a wealthy man, Mr. Wilson was actually a regular man trying to make a living just like everyone else. He was born on March 10, 1832 to a poor carpenter father and a mother who was a farmer. Without the privilege of gaining no education, he was forced to follow the path of his parents, combining their profession. He regularly went to the farm to get palm wine and sell to the locals. The money he made from that petty business wasn't enough and could obviously not satisfy his needs. He learned to make coffins, and this time around there was a raise in his income, when he combined both incomes actually. According to historical narratives, Mr. Wilson acquired his wealth in a manner that looked like a fairy tale, like an African Aladdin in the cave kind of story, and became one of the very few multimillionaires in Africa at that time. In search of high-quality palm fruit, Mr. Wilson went to a farm between a town called Asafora and Ejirafa one moonlight night at 1:45 in the morning, when the entire village had retired to bed. He mistakenly panicked, leaped, and fell down unconsciously when he saw a snake approaching his direction at high speed and decided to run helter-skelter. While in a state of comatose, he said, the voice of an apparition commanded him to wake up and go in peace. He quickly woke up, scared for his life, rushing to walk away. Immediately after taking a few steps, he stopped again to take a closer look. An item has caught his attention. Continuously drawing closer, surprised to see, he chanced upon a shiny item in the dark and approached it apprehensively, only to discover a gold nugget. Nearby that same spot were several pots of gold dust as well. Surprised and happy as he was, he condoned the place and smuggled the treasure to his house before sunrise. It is estimated that the large quantity of gold is seriously equivalent to 200 billion euros in today's currency. His newfound wealth changed quite a lot about him. His lifestyle, particularly his clothing style, improved from wearing traditional African clothing to Victorian tailcoat, silk shirts and trousers. Not that Mr. Wilson had any business or was a businessman. Never was there any record of him involved in the slave trade at that time, trading people here and there. He had a farm and obviously was a carpenter, but that didn't majorly contribute to his newfound wealth. I could tell you he would obviously put that away and peacefully enjoy his life out of stress and the need to constantly be at work. Mr. Wilson, just like most people, and according to his story, was just lucky. He was just a lucky man. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and wait for more content. I'm Obed. Have a nice day.